Hello once again everybody, and welcome to another video review here by the techgooch. And this time I'm going to go over a new product that just came out last week, the Amazon Fire TV. Now, for most of you that have watched maybe my previous videos, you'll know that I am a big supporter of the Apple TV platform. I have a lot of Apple products anyway, so it makes sense. But I've done reviews over several different products. Apple Fire TV is my new one. Before I get into the whole review of the actual device itself, I'm going to go over the physical properties. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. First, over out of the box, what does it look like? How does it feel? And I have my little trusty Apple TV device right here. And you can see that while it's larger in shape, it is a little bit thinner in the actual platform itself. I give Amazon kudos to actually making a beautiful box similar to what Apple TV made. Matte finish, very shiny sides. It's very, very similar except for the rounded edges, and of course the size comparison in terms of larger square. In the back, almost the exact same actually outputs and inputs. Both have obviously power. The power adapter is actually a little bit different, and that's probably why this is thicker. But I'll show you that in a second. HDMI, optical audio output, and Ethernet in if you don't want to use the Wi-Fi. But where the Apple has a micro USB just for basically updating and things like that, you can't actually plug a USB device into this and use it. The Amazon actually has a full-blown USB input into it. So that's going to obviously be for doing things with their USB devices, but we're not going to go into that so much right now. But that's the shape. You can see the difference. Really good job. I actually really like the shape. Very similar weight. But like I said, the reason why I think that the Apple TV is actually thicker is because of the fact that their power adapter actually has the power inverter on the cord, where the Apple TV has it built into the actual device. To be honest, I don't see a big benefit either way, other than the fact that the cord for the Apple TV is nice and streamlined all the way to the plug. This really doesn't bother me too much because it is still compact. They did a good job on that. Uses a standard round plug that goes into the device itself. Another factor that's been a big push for me in the past, Apple TV over like the Roku boxes or the Google TVs or any of those other boxes, is the remote. I really am a huge fan of the Apple TV remote. Now, a lot of people I know don't like it because of how thin it is and how it feels different in your hand than most remotes. I really like it because it's very responsive. However, it is infrared, so if something gets in your way, you kind of get screwed. That's one benefit actually to the Amazon TV, or the Amazon Fire TV, because very similar in size. You can even see a very similar layout almost, except for the additional buttons, and we'll get into why they did that, I think at least. It is significantly thicker, and because of that, it is more comfortable to hold in your hand. And of course, they have their big thing, their voice search, which is a really cool feature, and at the same time something that I don't know if I'd ever really use that much. But it is actually a neat feature when you use it. It is fantastic, and they do a really good job of an accurate way of actually depicting what you actually say. Very similar in its layout. So I kind of like how I'm used to this. Obviously, I got into this real quick. So kudos to Amazon again for not only the box design but the remote design. They did a very good job with the remote design. I really like the remote design, and it feels really good in the hand. It's very well weighted, similar to the Apple TV remote. That is a big deciding factor for me. I'm not a huge fan of the Roku box remotes. They feel cheap, and they just don't have that effect like this one or the Apple TV does to me. Batteries, where the Apple TV has a flat lithium-ion kind of watch type battery, the Amazon Fire TV just uses a couple AA's, and I just took a couple because I didn't want to take the ones that came out of the package. They do send you AA's out of the package, so I kept them sealed because I'm going to be selling this or whichever because I purchased it. But that said, I really like the remote. I really do. But that said, I'm going to get into the review here in a moment. Like I said, I'm probably going to be selling the Amazon Fire TV because I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't have a big push to have Amazon Prime. Besides the fact that I use iTunes for everything, that's why I'm keeping my Apple TVs, and that's why I'm not so much switching to the Amazon Fire platform. Except for that, I really like the Amazon Fire TV. I think they did a fantastic job with the device. I really, really hope that they make some changes specifically in a universal search. Specifically, again, in the voice search. I hope that they actually make it so when you search for something similar to like TiVo. TiVo actually has a universal search built into their boxes where you can actually go cross-platform. You search for something, it will not only search what's coming on your TV, but also what's on Netflix and Hulu and any other services that you subscribe to that you log in with your box. I really hope that Amazon does that, because if they do that, and like I said, I'm still actually in debating whether or not I'm actually gonna get rid of my Amazon Fire TV, because I really do like it. It is very, very peppy. I did, however, like one of the big gripes I had about the Roku box, why I actually sold my Roku box and went to the Apple TV platform at that time, was the fact that it's not as stable. Now, the Amazon Fire TV is very stable, but over the course of each day that I've been playing with it, it has restarted on me at least once without any warning, I guess. Typically, the Apple TV, if I have a problem, I'll restart it. But I've never really had it just restart on me frequently. I've had it maybe once or twice over the entire years that I've had it where it actually restarted on me. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that's had it like that. But the Roku box did it to me several times a day. The Amazon Fire TV did happen. The most recent occurrence that was last night. I booted up one of the games. I tried one of the new ones. They actually have a slot machine, and why not try that free game? Did it like twice. Boom, then it froze. It was frozen on the screen for about 10-15 seconds, and then it restarted on me. Thankfully, the Amazon Fire TV is fast booting. There is not a whole lot of laps. Like I said, I believe it's a Snapdragon processor that's in there. It is peppy. It's got lots of speed. It is fantastic. One of the big benefits to the Amazon Fire TV over any other box that I've actually ever used is when it goes to sleep, to wake it up, it is almost an instant wake up. When you touch that button, it is up and going. I mean, it's fast, it's peppy, it's awesome. And boy, the more I talk about it, actually, maybe the less I'm actually going to get rid of it. There's a lot of things I like about it, and maybe I'll actually get into Amazon Prime. But I don't have it currently, and obviously the Apple TV doesn't do it, so that's one of the big fallbacks of the Apple TV. But the big benefit of the Apple TV is the iTunes. And I don't want to make this seem like this is a back and forth between the Apple TV and the Amazon Fire TV, but the Apple TV is kind of my bread and butter product. That's my favorite, up till now at least, smart TV box. And the Amazon Fire TV is I hope what the 4th generation Apple TV is going to be. In a lot of retrospects, they have the possible Siri integration, things like that. And if they did that, as long as they did it correctly, obviously in the Amazon Fire TV, you can see how it works. But I want to at least get into the user interface and show you that. So let's head over to the TV and show you a little bit of that. So here we go. I just plugged in and got it all started up for you. Like I said again, and one of the biggest benefits I think to having the Bluetooth powered remote that the Amazon Fire TV does come with is that there is no worrying about whether or not you have something in the way. So I mean, I put my hand over the infrared sensor and we're still being able to use it. I think that's a huge thing, and I hope, I know the Apple TV has the Bluetooth built in. I hope the next generation is actually using that Bluetooth feature just for the remote itself, just because I can't tell you the countless amount of times that my dog gets in the way. And, hey, move out of the way, and you're doing one of those arm reach things to control it, and that really bugs me. And I know that you can control it via Wi-Fi too, but simplistically. I know one of the big benefits, however, with the Apple TV, with using the infrared, and I know I have it set up this way, is that the Apple TV does have the capability of learning any infrared remote. You don't actually have to use Apple TV's remote, and I know there's a lot of people that don't understand that. I actually have my TV remote, which is actually a Sony Universal remote that came with the TV, set up to control the Apple TV, so I don't actually typically ever use the Apple TV remote. However, I do like it better. But that said, this is more about the Fire TV. I understand. I'm not trying to sell you on the Apple TV. Right away, they have a home screen that actually gives you basically details of things that you've done last, things that you've maybe lastly installed. So I just installed a few of these games last night, tried them out. The slots actually are pretty fun. To be honest, I actually had a lot of fun playing this little hill climbing game. It's actually a phone game, and I'll actually start it up here and show you. All you do is it's two buttons that you use on the remote to go forward and backward with the vehicle, and you can actually you just hill climbing. You're trying not to flip the car over, so because as soon as you do it, you have to start over. So all you're doing is increasing speed, decreasing speed, and you can actually drive backwards of it. But you can try to do flips and things like that with the vehicle. And so here we are. Boom! Now I'm done. I'm obviously done. But this little game, I was literally playing it for probably, I don't know, an hour and a half, and having a blast. And I know I have a very similar game. At least I had a similar game on my iPad, which. So yes, I want to exit and get out of the game. But you can see that even with going in between apps and things like that, I mean it's peppy, it's fast. It's got that quad core processor is actually running inside the system significantly faster than any other box out there. The Roku 3 is fantastic and it is peppy as well, but it's not even close to what this actually is capable of doing. You can obviously see new releases. I have Netflix and Hulu and all these guys installed, so I can actually go into Netflix. Now, what I've noticed is you have a secondary screen to get into it. I wish there was actually just just jump right in. Why ask me again to oh hey, this is what it does? No. What I just want to go right into Netflix. There's just an extra step to get into it seems. But this part is very, very similar to the weight, the sluggishness that you're going to get on any other device, obviously, because it's going off the internet connection. So, but once you get into it, much better than, say, the Western Digital TV Live. Obviously, it's the interface that Netflix wants you to have. It's different than the Apple TV, but it's very, very similar to like the Roku box and things like that, where you can obviously click and search and do everything like that. The bad thing about this is to search, you come up here and you have to physically use the little keyboard here to do the search currently. There's no way to actually use the voice, and I really, really hope that they interface or integrate the voice commands into it as well, because that's going to actually make it. So obviously you see coming back out real quick and easy to get back out of it. Same with Hulu. If I, that second step to get into the Hulu, to Hulu Plus. Again, you can't use the voice search yet. I really, really hope again, and I hope they're listening, that they integrate the voice search. And I'll show you the voice search here shortly. But, just, standard Hulu, stuff like that. There's a lot of content available on the Amazon Fire TV. And games, of course. I know that they're pushing that you can get the gaming controller, things like that. I do not have the gaming controller. And that may be one of the things, another pushing point for me to keep the system, because I really do like the Amazon Fire TV so far. Other than the fact that I don't know how much I use it, because I use iTunes all of the time, like every day. So, but let's see, Showtime, Vivo. These are just things that I've personally, they're at least featured. So like watch ESPN. Of course, to watch ESPN live, you actually have to have ESPN. You have to through an authorized cable provider. I haven't downloaded it, so up here now it comes up to the download. And maybe if I actually go into apps, let's see if I actually go to Hulu Plus. Yeah, so there's a one-step click. My fault. I guess maybe I always just went through the featured section because it's right up there on the home, so I don't have to scroll down as far. But games, you can obviously look at the games. They have a lot of games available, to be honest. They have more than I thought they would at launch. Like just the TV essential stuff, they have just little lists. Controller enabled games, multiplayer. So even they have like the Game of Life, obviously. And a lot of everything's free, so like this guy is $4.99. The coins thing, I'm not a big fan of the Amazon coins junk. I'd rather them just tell me the price. So having it both ways is just redundant to me. Maybe it's just me, but that's what I thought. Like Xbox was getting out of the whole point ecosystem, because it just gets confusing. But I mean, obviously, a significant amount of games, specifically even at launch for the system, is definitely, I think, a big benefit. And so it's not just, oh, we have a couple games and that's it. But it doesn't come with anything installed. You have to install it yourself. A lot of these are free, but some of them obviously have some cost to them. Same thing with apps. Like one of the apps that I would definitely like to do would be, where do they have it? They have it for Plex. There we go, Plex for Android. However, it costs 99 cents. Well, it used to, I don't know if it's on sale or whichever. But, you know, just to get Plex on there, they're going to charge you 99 cents. And I understand that it costs money to make these apps. But for the testing, at least, I haven't installed it yet to try it. So, otherwise, I mean, basically just have a nice, handy information list here. You can add things to your watch list if you have something that you actually want to do. You can search, or you can just, at any point, anywhere you are, you can search. You push and hold the matrix, and then you let go, and then it searches, and oh hey, it gives you maybe there's several searches, and then you click the search that obviously makes sense, and then they bring up the information. Now, the bad things, like I said, it's only searching Amazon, but like if I choose, the Matrix Revolutions is actually what I meant. And it's going to say, hey, to rent this, to buy this in high definition. There's always more ways. At first I thought, oh, maybe they have it over there. But no, this is where they have the standard definition versus the high definition version, things like that. And the same thing goes for, like, oh, hey, Equilibrium. Hey, it's $0 if you have Prime. So this is where you know if you actually have Amazon Prime, if you can watch it for free. And they have this little, tiny little corner where the Prime is. Wish it was bigger. I wish it would really stand out. Maybe they take up a little bit more of the corner and cover the entire corner with a big Prime logo. It would make it, I think, a little easier to spot. But because obviously when you get to this, you can see there's just this little Prime guy, not a whole lot. But that's how search works. It works actually really, really good. I haven't actually had it not work for me yet, to be honest, which surprises me. But like I said, I have had it restart on me a couple times, which doesn't make me feel good about it. But it is significantly more stable than the Roku boxes were when they first came out with the Roku 2s. And I know the Roku 3 is a lot more stable than it used to be as well. And that's obviously software upgrades. And I know that Amazon's going to do the same thing. And I intend them to increase the ability for the search feature, but you never know. It's up to them. And obviously they want to focus on their own services rather than somebody else's, but sometimes in order to make people want your service, you want to actually please everybody. And there's more than just Amazon Prime Video out there. So, but that is the interface, at least. And obviously there's a lot of other videos out there that can go into depth in specific apps, things like that, but so far, I am pleasantly surprised by the Amazon Fire TV. Now, obviously, you can, like the Apple TV allows you to mirror iPads and iPhones and Macs and things like that, and you can do PCs through with an app. Right now, the Amazon Fire TV, you can mirror Amazon Fire HDX tablets. Hopefully, they'll, I see them increasing that, and I've already seen videos or things out there of people getting Android, just Android in general, to do it. But I don't know the process of that. I don't actually have an Android device, so I can't really show you that. So with that said, there's a possibility if you have an Android phone or a tablet other than Amazon's, do a search, because you may find something that you might like. So, but that's the Amazon Fire TV. Welcome back to the kitchen. Like I said before, I don't know whether or not I'm going to keep it yet or not, and that's just because of the fact that I have a device that does everything that I have asked it to do so far. But I do wish that Amazon's Prime Videos was available on the iPad without using the AirPlay mirroring from the iPad or from a computer or something like that. And the speed of that quad-core processor in the Amazon Fire TV, I love it. I really do. It is fantastic. I don't see a whole lot of screw up on Amazon's end. The voice search, I think, is a mess up, but specifically by saying so much about it and then coming out and being in people realizing that it's only for their services. I mean, I was expecting that, so I wasn't let down, but I am being let down by really enjoying the search, the accuracy of it, but not being able to use it for other features and still having to do the on-screen keyboard for searching. So with that said, if you by all means have Amazon Prime and use Amazon Prime for your large section of videos, and you don't have a device that you're extremely happy with, or you're looking to upgrade, or you're looking to add a second device, this should be, in my opinion, your device of choice. I'm not a big pusher of internet browsers on the TV, specifically in these devices. Like the Google TV, I think that was a big... they didn't make money on that. That was a big fail, in my opinion. And I hear about the Android TV coming out, but Amazon did a very, very good job. I commend them for offering a second device, or a third device, I guess. The Roku 3 is a fantastic device. The Apple TV is a fantastic device. And now the Amazon Fire TV is a fantastic device. All three of them, I can definitely recommend them to people. It all depends on what you use them for, is which one actually makes most sense to you. So, with that said, I appreciate you watching. If you have anything to say, anything comments, and just to let me know how wrong I am, that's below in that little comment section. If you like what you saw, please let me know there as well. Otherwise, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. And as always, thank you for anybody that actually helps support the show in multiple ways here on YouTube, that there are ways to support them, and I highly appreciate it, because it's people like you that makes getting devices like this in my hands a reality. So thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for our next one. So thanks for watching. This is the Tech Gooch saying adios.